Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being amazing. Taking gains last night, made gains in the group already. We're going to teach you how we did it. And we're going to get through this Fed day. God bless you all. Let's go. Wow. Wow. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Volatility today on Fed Day, all the way from 90,300 back to 89,250. We already took profits today, so we don't have to stress. I taught my trading group how to pay the trader. Let's take a look at what's happening here. Last night I made a long, and I got out this morning. I got a grid bot going, got a bunch of things whipping and ripping, and everything's going well today. Got a little bit of a head contusion yesterday as I went into one of my daughters. Like, she came down a slide. I was playing with my two daughters at a park. And so sad. The baby, I didn't know, was coming down a big slide, and my daughters were chasing me. I went up the slide, and there, you know, me and the baby hit each other. Like, horrible story. Her tooth went right into my head. Luckily, she was okay. I was, like, really mad at myself. Like, I could have headbutted my baby, man. But it was okay. God kept us okay. But dang, man. So I had a bit of a head injury yesterday. Not too bad, right? She's got a strong head, man. I'll tell you that. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's very nice. Let's look at the balls hit the jar there. Thank you for moving the balls around. And here we go. Ready? Boom. Okay, it was a light move, but a couple little movements there. If you want to send a tip into the jar, let me know. I teach class the last Saturday of the month. I believe that will be this Saturday. All right, the 30th, I believe. So jump on in, hit the QR code. It's the last time I teach this class for $150. I've done it for years. The price will be going up because we're going to enhance it, and we're just going to add more value. So if you want to jump on in, I would take that class as soon as possible. I believe it's the least inexpensive way to get a full-blown introductory and like advancement idea class that takes you into technical analysis. So, hey, that's it. So today, what do we think? Last night, well, I saw a flag coming to the 21. The stochastics were curving. That's my entry. Boom, we got this beautiful pump. I sold. Why? Because we hit the 4-hour 200 moving average, very close to it, as you can see. And that is my area to jump on out. So that's what happened. And now I told my students we probably shouldn't be longing right now. I'm going to get rid of the spaghetti. We're going to wait to see if the 1 hour can flag out here. I said, otherwise, it could be making a head and shoulder. And I gave everyone these scenarios. I said, otherwise, watch out for this. I said, if we lose the 200, we might be able to short it further down, possibly to this level here, right? That matches this level right there at 86,000. Anyway, that's what's happening. That's what's going on. All right. God bless everybody here on the live. If you like jumping on in, thank you so much for being here. I do want to show you something really quick while I have a moment. I want to show you something really fast while I have a moment. Check this out. It'll blow your mind. Now, check this out. This is something I really want to show you. This is the Pionex bots. These bots are absolutely amazing, and they run very, very well. And what I want to show you, we hit detail here. You can see how these bots are running. Here's a Tesla bot that's been running for 60 days. It's up $160, 16%. You can also extrapolate the grid profit. Like, you could take that profit right now if you wanted to. On $1,000, it's made $240. And, you know, I'm not trying to say this is going to change your life overnight, but it could become a source of income over time that just continues to develop. So you set these bots up, you set up a grid, you let them run. Like this one, it made 25 trades in the last 24 hours, 399 rounds already. It's a PAX-G gold bot. You put in 1,100, you make 200, you can take out 57 in grid profits right now. Here's another one, a SUI futures bot. Put in 1,000, made 364, and that's pretty dang good if you think about it. And it's made 60 rounds in 24 hours, 8,267 trades. You would never be able to do that many trades in 66 days. A BNB bot up another 23%, and it's got grid profits of 135. You could take that. A Sol one that's up $71 on 1,000, but there's grid profits right there of $230 that you could take out too as well. So here's another $1,000 in grid profits that can be extrapolated, or you can hit the more button. We can compound these back into the trade to make the trade stronger. This one's doing great. It's an Ethereum bot. I like bots on bigger assets like Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana. And then when the market gets frothy, I like to make other bots too. We make these bots. We create them. Their ability, you can copy them. You can find out more in the trading group, where we have links to copy bots and links to how to create all this stuff on Pionex, so you can find out more. This is amazing. I want you to understand this can just kind of run on its own. And it's a great way to make money in the bear or the bull market. These bots run no matter what. And you do have to reset them. There's times when I change the parameters and the grids, but we teach you guys that in the trading group if you want to know more. So hit the link to Pionex, find out more, and jump on in today. And you wouldn't believe what can happen here with these trading bots. And I switched my suit that fast, if you can actually believe it. Yeah, like I just have this suit swapping material, just boom. This is all AI. I'm not real. I'm actually sitting in underwear right now, but it puts a suit on me. I don't have to get dressed up anymore. AI just puts the suit on me. I'm actually sitting naked. No, just joking. No, but it's funny. You probably will get there soon, sooner than later. Let's do our top-down analysis for BTC. Let's see what's happening. Let me jump on into the chat and interact with you beautiful people. I love you all. I'm so excited to be here. The real reason I come here is to conversate with each and every one of you and get into that chat. I love the chat. I love hanging out with each and every one of you. I love being a part of the world. Shout out to the 104,000 subscribers and counting. We got another couple hundred this week, so thank you so much to everyone who jumped on in and subscribed to the channel. Are you watching that weekly technical analysis video? That will blow your mind. All right? That will blow your mind. Let me pop out the chat. Say hi to everybody here. Usually people can't show the chat because they're afraid what's in there, but you people are awesome. It's very rare. Bless you, Sam, for being here again today. Anytime, man. And I got a super chat in here. Hey, Sam, thanks for being here. Just made another 600 on my third day on that inverted head and shoulder. All the best, man. He just keeps going. Shout out to Ollie Tandigan. God bless you, Ollie. And another $20 super chat for the boss born in the USA. Thank you so much, Shez Mupta. We love you, brother. Thank you so much for being absolutely amazing and awesome. I just realized I got a light out, but I guess it doesn't matter. One of my lights is out. I think one of my babies hits it or something. I have no idea why one of my lights has went out, but it seems like we're okay. Camera does well without all the lighting, so I'm missing a right light, but hey, let's keep it moving. Shout out to all the blessings and blessings. My babies come in, they walk around the back, they kick out a wire. Next thing you know, something's off. It's insane, right? And that's why I put a biometric lock on my office to keep them out. I had to. So let's take a look at what happened here. We talked about this being kind of an inverted head and shoulder, as you can see. It did play out. This is a cup and a handle. The cup and handle made the move pretty much to the upside. We got what we could out of the day. Are we going lower? Or this is going to be a perfect move, and I'm going to teach you exactly how to take advantage of this market, short or long. God bless everybody here on the live. Let's get those likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming every single day. Dear Lord, thank you for all the beautiful people you've sent to my stream in my life. Help me always remain grateful for every single thing I receive. Help me never look at the positive and bring my people back to this stream as much as you can. Bring all the people back. Bring the lifers back, baby. If you're a lifer, you belong here. Send my people back to the stream where they belong. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you. You don't need to chase massive wins. You need small gains over time that will compile into a big skill that you can then use to maximize. There are bigger fish than me. I am a small minnow in the pool. All right. I just started lev trading about 3.5 years ago. Okay. I was spot trading and investing for years. So this is all still new to me as I enter into the realm of risk, right? So you got to take it easy, one step at a time, one day at a time. Shout out to everybody here. We're going to look at our monthly candle like we do every single day. We go over the monthly and I show hidden bullish divergence. I pull a Fibonacci from this wick here all the way to that wick there. We got a retracement to the 886 Fibonacci retracement. That's usually all the bears can do. You know what I mean? They don't really usually get more than that. Like every single time, like here you could see that was the wick there. The bears got us to the 786 to the 618. Here's another one from this wick here. You take the wick that starts the impulse to the top wick, and you can see we came right to the 618. You know what I mean? So the bears just always seem to only be able to get to like the 618 or the 786. It happens over and over again, you know? So anyway, I'm not saying it's for sure, but there's a high likelihood that we have bottomed for Bitcoin. I showed my trading go by about $6,000, like $500 worth of Bitcoin yesterday. I keep stacking Bitcoin. Every time Michael Saylor buys Bitcoin, I buy at least 5 to 10 grand of it. I'm like, all right, I'm buying more. I'm not going to get left behind in this Bitcoin train. Just not going to do it. Not going to let it happen. No way, no how. I'm not letting Peter Schiff, the markets, CNBC talk me out of my Bitcoin holdings. It's just not going to happen. I've been holding Bitcoin for 10 years now, basically, and I've never sold. I sold a couple times accidentally, and I regretted it immediately. So, and that was a long time ago. And after that, I said I will never sell again. This is the lemon water. Put the lemon in the water. Let's get ourselves situated. Let's stay amazing. So swing up to swing up, swing down to swing down. I love what we're seeing here. When this absolutely becomes the bottom of me rip, people are going to be like, dang, man, there was only like a few channels that actually were teaching the sauce. I'll tell you why I believe this is the bottom. And I made a tweet about it, but somehow it didn't come out. I'm going to have to redo it or something. Something happened. But this is why I believe this is the bottom, okay? Every time we've hit 10, and 11. Look, we hit 10 and 11 here in November. We then hit 10 again in December. I've never seen that in my life not be the bottom. Right here, we hit 10 and 11 in February 27th of 2025. That was your bottom. I mean, Bitcoin decided to go on an absolute tear after that. You see what I'm saying? If you go to max, we've only hit 10 and 11 there once. There we hit like 9 twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 times in Bitcoin's life. Every time I bought Bitcoin at that level, it paid me. Every single time. So I just, all I can tell you is I do the same stuff over and over again. I can't guarantee it's a win, but this is what I do. And this is why I firmly believe that we have bottomed. Hidden bullish, you know, we're getting oversold, and we hit 10 and 11. And the bears have had months to dump. And they're struggling to get us back below 80K. They can't seem to do it. Institutions just seem to buy Bitcoin. And if the dollar keeps dropping, Bitcoin can't dump. If the dollar drops very drastically, Bitcoin can't lose USD value. You understand? It's impossible. It would get sold off more than the dollar, and it's more attractive than the dollar because it's being less, it's being short, you know, it has a scarcity compared to the dollar. So the more this happens, the more you have to start leaning that we are forming a bit of a bottom. So I know I've been kind of like, you don't know for sure. I'm leaning further and further towards the fact that we have bottomed. I may be wrong. Thing is, 2 weeks from now, you'll see me shorting. He said it was a bottom, but I'll know when to switch at the last minute anyway. But it still looks to me like we've formed a bit of a bottom. I need this candle to close and form a monthly candle, you know, a monthly tweezer bottom. And I want this candle to break above this candle. I want to close up here, preferably above this line, 94K, but only time will tell. Another thing is we're kind of in this gap. Came up, came down, came up, came down. Seem to be holding strong. Get back above that high volume node. And all right. So the demand is here, but institutions may not let the demand get that low. They're going to buy into price action every single time. Pushes further to the upside. It's just too appealing to buy Bitcoin at the present moment in time. All right. Hit the likes up to the watchers. I greatly appreciate it, everyone. I need you more than ever. I guess we had a few little glitches that threw off the algo. And now we got pushed back a little bit. We need each and every one of you to help me change the world. Spread light and positivity. Make people feel good. And I can't do it without each and every one of you. I'm here also to make people feel amazing. I want to spread light, love, and positivity through the world every single day. That's the plan. That's the goal, right? Is to wake up feeling good and push that energy contagiously to everybody. So the 2-week chart also could be making a bit of a bear flag, no? We got to look at that. That's a possibility. Like, we could be dumping all the way back down to 60K. It's possible. I just gave you some reasonings why it's unlikely now, but you never know. If this closes with that big wick to the upside, I'll be looking for a tweezer bottom. And as long as we don't close a 2-week below these two candles, where this one opened at 86,841, we have ourselves a bit of a move, possibly back to the upside. And here's the weekly, baby. The weekly seems to be double bottoming. I mean, I could say it's in a bear flag that broke back out, trying to get back in, but it also could be like a cup and handle. And it to me, it looks somewhat like a double bottom, a double bottom, right? A double bottom. And that could go all the way right up here to that high volume node. You can see it. And then it would crush all the way really up to here. Why am I saying that? This is the VRVP. How do you use this? You go here to the right. You type in VRVP, visible range volume profile. Some people call it the VPVR. I don't know why. It is whatever. Now, you can also use the fixed range VPVR, which is here on the right side, right? You can go here and you can go and find fixed range. And that will give you an area that you want to go on. Like, I want from here to there. Give me all the volume there. You'll see, look, the high volume node matches the high volume node. This node matches that node. The only thing about the difference between the two, look, if I bring in more price action, this one's going to change on the right side. See how it changes? Because it's not fixed. This one's fixed to the price you gave it. That's the difference between the VRVP on the right and the fixed volume profile range, okay? That's what you want to understand. That's what you want to kind of pay attention to. I'm going to keep dropping gems throughout the stream. Get your notebooks out. Get ready. This is Teaching 101, education at its finest. I'm a beautiful educator. I like to educate. That's what I'm good at, all right? So let's go. So this looks interesting. And it's something that a lot of people, I don't think, are considering in their minds. And I just want to make you privy to everything my subconscious mind is able to pick up for you after 20 years of trading. So you're getting basically my downloaded brain right now, feeding you info. I'm getting it too. It's blessed. The fact that you guys have a place for me to come every day and stay focused and situated, thank you. I'm so lucky I have each and every one of you here, or I probably would have gone crazy. So thank you so much for everyone that shows up to the stream. Thank you for everyone that's absolutely amazing and constantly supports me no matter what. So look, I like that we're above this point of control. I like that this could gap up on the 5-day chart. It's looking interesting. It has cup and handle vibes. It really does. Sammy, cup and handy, baby. Samuel, cup and handle to the people that don't want to go too far over there. Hey, calm down. Calm down. Just happy to be alive and make the best of my life for everyone around me. I love that you said that, Sean. You keep going with that attitude, you're going to go all the way to the top, man. Shout out to Crypto Billy, 777's in the house. Amazing conversation last night with Crypto Billy on Spaces. We were with Mario Nafal earlier that day. Then with Crypto Billy, I felt like a celebrity, man, asking me questions. I was trying to leave the space. I didn't want to hog the space, but you guys were super nice, asked me a bunch of questions, and I always have elaborate answers. So if I can answer it in 1 minute, I'll probably take 5. And that's just how I am. Hey, it is what it is. So then I look at this as this is like a falling wedge to me. And when I go close to this idea, I feel like we broke out of the falling wedge. Today, it did look better. The candle was strong. It's Fed day, so there's going to be these iffy moments today. There's just going to be a way to manipulate the market whenever this Fed day. There's going to be a lot of people acting silly too. But we just want to make sure today's daily candle closes green. That would be 3 white soldiers, a known reversal pattern. I taught my trading group this earlier today. Some people don't know what 3 white soldiers is. I want them to understand. Let me just give you a picture, just a quick reference and a frame of thought here so you can see exactly what's happening. So this morning, things looked really good. We had these 1, 2, 3. It looked like the daily was going to be strong, right? Everything started off pretty nice. And see, 3 white soldiers, the bullish candlestick pattern, often seen as a strong reversal signal that appears at the end of a downtrend or during consolidation to a single potential shift to an upward trend. It consists of 3 consecutive long body green, white candles, with each opening with the previous candle's body closing higher. And see, there you go. You can see that. And you can see how Bitcoin really was resembling that exact space in time there. Okay. So we'll see. So I want this daily candle to close green. So far, it's got some indecision, some up and down. But to me, they're just playing around. Probably some big boys taking profits. But if some big boys buy in, if this turns red, that's whack. It could do this. I'll give it that. It may be doing a shoulder ahead, a possible right shoulder there. So it could bounce off the POC. If it ever goes back into this trend line, yikes, that means that we're in some trouble. Look, the head and shoulders so far has been denied. People were in a short right now. They're wondering. Some people have their stop here. There's more stops up here for sure. Let's confirm what's happening here too. Let's take a look at liquidity. I got Bookmap. Link to Bookmap in the description. I do get a commission if you sign up to Bookmap. However, so small. It goes all the way down to about 84,400 for BTC. That's a key area that we're looking for that may get some liquidations. That's big red. Big Map likes to go to big red, but it's not always 100%. And look, we got some good liquidity up there at 90,000 and 91K too. So, hey, I won't put it past to move back to the upside, but we're struggling to get back above that 89.5 area right now. So the daily candle is important. I have a trade open on that daily candle. I was up $1,000 this morning. Should have taken it, but I was going for bigger money. And I'd already sold another trade. This trade's a bigger trade. So when you want to make $5 to $6 grand, you have to have drawdowns of $1,200. If you want to make 30 grand, you got to get drawdowns sometimes at $2 to $3 grand. If you want to make a few hundred, you might have drawdowns at 50, 60 bucks. The bigger your positions, the more you're going to battle it out. I already got paid this morning. I showed my trading group my wins. If you want to see my wins, I'll show them to you. I don't want to be a bragger or be rude. I just want to show you guys what we did this morning. I made $650 on this trade. I sold it already. I made $609. No, actually, that was the trade I was kicking. And then I got this gold trade right now that's up $2,400. Let's take a look at what happened to gold. I haven't looked at it since. Am I still in the trade? Let's take a look here. What's happening to gold? Did I get kicked out of the trade? Oh, so I got stopped out of my gold trade. Let's see how much I ended up making. $2,000 off gold. I got in yesterday during the stream. If you remember, I was up $2,400. I made $2 grand on the trade and overnight, and it looks like it actually may continue here. The dollar dropping drastically. I don't love the pattern. I don't like how this pattern is starting to form, and we'll take a look at gold later on the bigger charts. That looked like that could continue up. I have 57.70 as my target, but I've made $4 grand off silver, $2 grand off gold, and I just keep making money as we continue to go up. Open long market price. I still got a long? No, right? No. Yeah, hold on. Is there still? And I sold it 52.49. As you can see, not bad. Not bad at all. So if you took the trade, I made that trade live at the end of the stream yesterday. Did anyone make the trade with BTC with gold on BTCC? And BTC is also offering something pretty cool. If you trade gold, you can trade anything, but you can earn gold. If you get your volume up to 500 million, you trade 150K in gold. You get 150 grams in gold. Sorry, 150 grams, 24,000. I misspoke there. So top 3 traders in gold USD volume will get 10% added to their rewards. It's crazy, right? And so you register to log in, deposit the minimum required funds of 500 USDT, and you're automatically enrolled. You don't even have to stress. Just use my link, CRIPTOLIFER.com. And if you're already in with me, I'm pretty sure you're put in there too as well. And you get 15% off your first deposit, which is pretty, get 15% extra on your first deposit. You still fit, pretty nice, man. You throw 1,000 and you get 1,100. You get 1,150. So you got 150 to play with right there. Jump on into BTC, the oldest exchange in the game. Links in the pinned comment. We make it very simple to click and get you going. All right. So yeah, we're looking for Bitcoin to kind of do its thing here on the daily. Bit of a cup in handy here for Bitcoin. Let me show you what I see on the daily though. And I'm just going to break it down for you so you can kind of see it my way, because there's a certain way that I see it. I got it my way. Yeah, so this is an ascending triangle. It looked like we were going to go to the moon. When these get tight, we rip up to the 200. We were above a high volume node. We had made it inside the gap. I'll tell you what, this is the strangest thing I'd ever seen. It was manipulation at its finest. In my lifetime, there's like a 90% accuracy rate. When you break above a previous high, you come out, you've got a smooth move set of candles that smooth moves you. You got this gap here in the VRVP, and boom, you're supposed to gap up here all the way to 109.78 for Bitcoin. You see what I mean? Shout out to all my lovers, man. You guys are getting the live stream popping. Dang near 1,100 people here on the stream. Thank you so much for jumping on in. We appreciate you and we love you. We're going to continue to give you that education, that love, and that positive energy. It is contagious. It is infectious. It will make you feel good if you show up every day. I'm telling you right now, I feel good every single day. Life is amazing every single day. There's blessings in this life every single day. I worked out this morning. I sweated. I pushed myself. We got the lemon water. We're decalcifying the pineal gland. We're getting ourselves on another level consciously so we cannot be brainwashed. We're changing our neuroplasticity on a daily basis. We're pushing our minds to formulate a plan. We're changing our subconscious mind, what we think and feel about the world. All the negative thoughts are gone. We know every negative is a positive. Every single something that some people consider negative, I turned it into a positive. Every single time. My stream might struggle with something here and there. I look at that as a chance to get closer to God and show, and God's kind of talk to me. So like, there's always a positive out of everything in life. Every single time. You have to look for it. You'll get really good at turning every negative into a positive. You'll become a habitual negative to positive person. You'll change every negative information into a positive move. And I always remember when I didn't get the internet in Las Vegas at my hotel, I was very depressed. I realized the stream was going to get shut down, like not shut down, but it wasn't going to be able to keep going. I was in Las Vegas, it was like 3 years ago. Someone DM'd me and said, hey, Sin City Crypto has a studio. I could link you guys up. Next thing you know, they gave me my phone number through a friend or something. I'm getting a text. And they're saying, hey, man, we're right down the street. We're ready to have you come on in and do your stream. Next thing you know, I'm in a big studio. I'm streaming. And then for the next 2 days, I was in Las Vegas with help, and I got to learn and meet Sin City Crypto, and my life was never the same. So that negative moment turned into one of the greatest moments of my life, and I'll always remember that day, being really sad in that hotel room, like unpacking all my stuff, feeling like, man, I'm going to miss my stream. The internet stinks. I got to go find an internet cafe. What am I going to do? And lo and behold, it created one of the greatest relationships. Now, whenever I go to Vegas, they open up the doors for me free of charge. I beg them to pay. They say no. I got to just send them money sometimes just for it because they're awesome. And they open up their streaming place for me and they let me stream, do my thing. I'm yelling, I'm screaming. They're like, damn, man, he goes crazy on that live. And so, yeah, blessings on blessings. So, yeah, I'm long on the daily. I'm not stressed. I firmly believe I'm going to at least get to here at 97 and cash out nice in front of you. But, you'll never know. I don't know what's going to happen. I will show you what happens. If it happens offline, I'll show my trading group exactly. But, and I'll even probably revert back to this. But, yeah, I have a firm belief that this has a high probability of a move with the breakout here. But you never know. They've been doing a lot of fake out breakouts recently, too. So this is how I look at it. I look at this as a bear trap, a bull trap. They put it up and bull trapped us. I look at this as a possible bear trap. Inverted head and shoulder gets back inside. The second we ever enter this trend line again, It means we're likely going to head to 102,000. You get back above this trend line, I'm telling you right now, there's a huge set of odds you're going back to $102,000, right? And I still got my Minotaur bot, man. It's just been sitting there in absolute limbo, which is absolutely insane. It's still in a trade from October, just like waiting, but it will be a big payday when it does get paid. But it's sitting there. And so I started the Pionex bots, man. They are ripping. I started a bot on XC. I'm using bots all over the place. They are awesome. They're awesome. Palm Economy, I don't know what that is. Numbers protocol. Swap, AI, D-Agent AI. I'm going to look at that in a second. Interesting little coin. So yeah, and memes and everything are waiting to see what Bitcoin does. You know, everyone's kind of on the edge here. And we're going to look at the DXY for you too as well. But look at these stochastics, super low. Look at my indicator giving me a divergence too. So I use a certain type of RSI, a stochastics RSI that not everybody uses. I actually don't see anybody use it. It's called, you type in RSI and you hit stochastics RSI with divergences by neobutane. And what that's going to do is it's going to give you these interesting elongated divergences that most people can't see. I called this one perfectly. That was a blast up. And it's calling a low right here for Bitcoin saying that's a bounce. And this thing is very accurate. It's been spot on right there. Called a bounce. We had a nice one. Right there, called the absolute bottom with that indicator, you know, and I find my own divergences. You could see there's divergence right there. Okay, and we also have really strong div on the 8-hour, the 4-hour time frame. Let's talk about this. This is like what I used to see all the time. Swing up to swing up, and this is pretty flat. And if you're not sure, you hit the cross, you double click on the indicator, it'll be whole screen. You can clearly see that's an uptrend, and you can clearly see that's a downtrend on the 8-hour. That means you bottomed. That's a very strong divergence. You know, the last time we saw something like this was right here. And you had a swing up on the 8-hour with a swing down on price action, and that was a local bottom. So it's a good, and that's a higher low right now compared to that low. You didn't take out this low. Unless you take out 84.5, you have to remain bullish, right? I mean, that's just the way it is. This is how you have to trade. You just have to have rules and say, I'm this way if that happens, I'm that way if this happens, and that's it. And you got to stick to those rules. You can't be flip-flopping around. Whatever rules you make as a trader, you got to stick to them. You can't be flip-flopping around. Shabbat, shout out to all my lifers coming through, man. I knew God was going to, I prayed this morning. I said, send all my people to the stream. We got 1,100, almost 1,200 people here, baby. We are going to the upside. Don't hit the crickets. Hit the wrong button. But blessings on blessings to everybody out here. Thank you. So yeah, I'm showing you my live trades. I got the guts to show you what's happening. This was up 1,000. But I'm looking to make more money out of this puppy, you know? So, yeah. And I'm willing to risk it for the biscuit. This is a BTC USDT trade on Bitcoin. This is on MEXC. I like MEXC. I also love to trade Weeks. Weeks was amazing today. I did a great job trading on Weeks. I've had a blast. It's been fun. And remember yesterday we took that $2,400 out the market. Today I was in here. I made $800 in literally 3 minutes. It was insane. Then it came up again, and then bang, man. And so I'm looking to see if there's some other action here. And if we want to scalp on Weeks. Shout out to Weeks, too, for answering all my crazy demands. I said I want to see it more like, I want to have the movement. I make it like, a fast movement. I love it. So we're looking for this. We're looking for this to get very tight and continue. All right. And don't forget, I still love BitTinex. I want to let you guys know I still trade BitTinex on and off. It's one of my favorite exchanges. So just because I haven't touched it much, it's just like I do like BitTinex. I just have so much money in so many different places, and I use all different exchanges at different times, right? And also is good for security, right? So my money's not caught up on one exchange. It's a really good idea. Like instead of having 100 grand in one exchange, why not have 30 grand in 3 exchanges? The odds of you getting hacked 3 times over in 3 different places is very low. So in my mind, why not make the same trade with 30 grand on 3 exchanges than the one trade with 100 grand on 1 exchange? That's just me. I've been that way my whole life, very cautious. So I like to spread it around, all right? And then there's just, different opportunities in different places. Should we use smooth moving averages or moving average? I use move. Once you get good with the move, we can move to smooth. Smooth just as an added benefit. Smooth is like this. You have a friend 6'4", You know, you got to bring someone, you know, you say there's going to be a big battle. You bring your big buddy. He's 6'4", like 350 pounds, right? And then the smooth moving average is just like another buddy who's like 6'3" and like 280 pounds. He's not as big as the other guy, but he just helps solidify the fact that you're probably going to win that game, that, you know, that war. So, you know, it's just a funny idea I'm coming up with. But the idea is that, hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Hello? Yeah? What is that? Oh, yeah. You're going to stay above 100 for life? All right. Thank you. And that was Silver Bar. Silver bars. Soon it'll be silver time. Sorry. It's really corny, but I can't help it. So anyway, I love silver, as you can see. When my kids do something wrong, no. No, seriously though, I love silver. Every time I got punished, my dad hit me with a bar of silver. Never forget. But seriously, we're looking for the 1 hour to make a beautiful flag here. Could be actually your bottom buy entry for the day. Like there's a chance that's your low on the daily candle. And we start to rip. It does have feelings of a parabola. A parabola. What is a parabola? What am I talking about? Let me show you. You can just start to see how this is curving up. And it's kind of in that succession up to possibly 93.5, 94K. We got to get back above 94,000 to remain bullish. So here's the trade that I am looking at now. I'm looking like this idea here. You see? That's a 4-to-1 risk reward ratio. So once this bounces, I think an aggressive entry is right now. To me, it's too aggressive on Fed day, but an aggressive entry is right now. Then you bounce. This is the more or less aggressive entry, okay, is right here. If we go sideways, and so what I do is I start just looking at what's, you know, how we would make the trade. And I set up the trade before I even get in. This might sit here for hours. And then when I walk in, it's already there for me. I don't have to think. I got a busy life. I got kids. You know, Daddy, come play with me. Do this. My wife. There's a lot of attention all the time out here. 89,377 would be our stop there. Or no, is it? No, hold on. It's this red right here. See, 88,737. So these numbers are extremely important that you do them correctly. So that would be, look, 1,000 for 5,000. I mean, that would be an amazing trade right now to make. It's a 5-to-1 risk reward ratio, right? 4.6. I mean, that's pretty spot on. So when you do make the aggressive entry, you do get better odds. So sometimes I do it, but I do it less. You know what I mean? So I make the less aggressive entry with good odds, and then, you know what I mean, where you don't make 4-to-1. You make, you know, look, if we change the entry to up here, like right, even if we come back down to the pattern, we're going to have to raise the stop maybe a little bit to get a 3-to-1. I really get this number to a 3-to-1, or I don't like to take the trade. This is proper risk management, okay? This is how you do proper risk management. Let's take a look at the 1 minute. Yeah, it lost the 200 moving average. Look, it gained the 1 minute right there. That's your entry. Stop below, you're paid. I teach people you can use one time frame, one indicator. And if you don't know how to do this, open up demo trading right there on weeks and begin to demo trade. Okay? And every time, and just use the 200 moving average. You can add it to your chart here on weeks by hitting indicators, typing MA, and this is all you need. You don't need any other indicators. You don't need 1,000 things. You don't need to buy a suite. You don't need to pay $1,000. You don't need nothing. This is free, man. Hit that button. Boom, a moving average will appear. Hit the settings, the 3 dots. They'll give you the default moving average as the 9. Turn that to the 200. Don't offset it. Don't do anything. Hit the style. Turn it yellow so you're on the same page. I make it a little thicker. And boom. You know, we already had it there, but now you got it twice. Now it's extra thick. When we cross the 200 on the 1 minute, execute right there. That would have been a winning trade for you. So if you had done it the last 3 times in a row, say 4 times. So a candle, 1 minute closed above, you got in, put a stop loss below. You would have made massive gains. The 1 minute got above the 200, you put a stop below, you would have made even more massive gains. And then when the 1 minute got above here, you put a stop below, good gains. And then today, 1 minute, you would have made the most gains. 4 times straight, you would have won your trades, 4 in a row. And all you had to do was use one yellow line and one moving and one time frame. You know, if your mentor is overcomplicating how to get inside of a trade, it's too complicated. I was listening to Jim Rohn today. He talked about the greatest plans for business are complicated plans. They don't work. When someone comes to you with these complex ideas, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, he sees red flags because we already know how you're going to start that. You need a simple plan to move forward with. Like you want to start a beverage company. And you're like, well, first we're going to have to devise this. I want to put that together. And I want to, no, it's like you need to pour water in a cup. That's the first thing you need to do. Because all drink comes from water, right? Like, and then you need to start mixing things in that water until you get something. Like, it's like you got to start somewhere. Like, yeah, that's why I say the secret to success is getting started. It's 100% right. A lot of people are never going to get started. They're going to die never getting started. Don't you understand? And a lot of people don't get started in trading because it's just too hard. Look, this is the same idea. You could technically buy right now and put a stop below these wicks, and you're buying above the 1 minute, the 1 hour 200 moving average. This plays out similar to the 1 minute. You see? So if you're struggling right now and you're having a problem and you can't seem to kind of get it together, you got to slow down. You got to begin to demo trade, use the 1 minute and the 200 moving average. Let's get you situated. Now I'll show you other stuff there. Will be tweezer bottoms on the daily, hidden bullish. How do we call mega tops and mega bottoms? That's a different story. But I got to get you started somewhere, somehow. And you can see, I know it looks perfect, back testing, but I just showed you how the last 3 times on that 1 minute, you would have just done damage. All right. Look, this is starting to look like an inverted head and shoulder here. Kind of a bear flag too, though, that could come down for a double bottom. You see? So no real scalp trades right now until after Fed day or during the Fed meeting. Today, we do have Jerome Powell. He comes out today, and the Fed rate comes out at 2 p.m. We know what they're going to say. We already know what's going to happen. We've got the CME watch group here that shows us every single time. No, I have to refresh this every time. It always does that. But anyway, and it's a 97% chance they're not going to cut the rate, which is strange. They were cutting the rates all the way. And then all of a sudden, it's like the second he gets investigated, he's not going to cut the rate. It just sounds, I think it's weird. You tell me. Is it me? I don't know. I think he's kind of I think he leans one way, you know? Is there a way I can lower my fees? I use KuCoin at the moment. I make 200, give fees 80. Yes, you should be using my exchanges. You get VIP status on my exchanges. Like, you'll get less fees on Weeks, less fees on MEXC. Stop using KuCoin. I got rid of KuCoin a long time ago. They harass me every day. They want to work with me. I was the first exchange I ever used was KuCoin for years. Loved KuCoin. They weren't really loyal to their affiliates. And yeah, I don't, they didn't pay well at all, man. They didn't care, man. So for me, they fell off. And so I would get off. And again, God bless everybody. I don't want to, hurt on anyone's business, but I don't personally use KuCoin. I did for years. It was a go-to exchange for a long time for me. I'll tell you that. It really was. And I liked it when it was working. And but now they're just gout. What happens is they get really big. They don't care about new exposure. That's why new exchanges are actually better. They got to work their way into the game. They got to bend the knee to get more people. So I'm always looking for those people, right? And they're coming to me at these meetings and at exchanges, and they're like, well, how could we work with your community? And I'll say, well, what are you going to get? What are you going to give my community? I said, well, this in exchange is this. You got to do. So everyone thinks like, oh, you guys are the shills, but we're not. We're actually there fighting for you guys to get better fees, better results, and better trading. I want everyone that knows my name to have a better experience in trading. So I'm going through every exchange with a fine-tooth comb. So is my team. And we don't like games, man. So anyway, if you like that, I think that's why you should be here. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know. And when you're underneath my link and something happens to you, okay? Remember the Bitcoin 3L, Sammy? Oh, wow, you're an OG, man. Yeah, we used to do Bitcoin 3Ls and Bitcoin 3Ss, yeah. I cannot access my number due to a phone number change. Well, you could email me, and I could get your user ID, and I can contact someone very high up, and I could find out what we could do for you. You see what I mean? So, Ollie, if you're a crypto lifer and you join the 99, I will reach out to my rep, and I'll say, hey, here's a person that's struggling. This is what happened. How can we make this right? And we'll figure out a way to make it right for you, man. Hopefully, I'm sure there's extreme cases where people just do really silly things. But yeah, check out the dump on silver after the Fed secretary said they won't intervene with the yen. Interesting, right? So we're still watching to see if we can break out here for Bitcoin. There's a bull div. I'm looking for the shoulder, head, right shoulder. You see? I'm looking for the 4 hour to continue to pump. And you know what I found, man? I like to be vulnerable. Every time I've been vulnerable, which means you let people know you're a human, and you let people know you have real, you have misunderstandings, and you have thoughts, and you struggle. And when you reach out to people, let them know that you're feeling certain ways. I think that's true. That's amazing, because then they're going to reach out to you in the same way, and you're going to develop what's called a relationship. And that relationship is something that could help you evolve. We all evolve from each other. If we were in a world full of nobody, we'd still learn. But we learn a lot from each other, don't we? And so having other humans to bounce ideas off, to talk to socialize with, to be in this space with, really produces an amazing vibe, man, when you're on the right level, right? Back when we were trending meme shares, KuCoin days, remember that? The high coin, oh man. No fleas here, Sammy, amen. Did Ollie donate like $500? It was $12. It was $5.50 some other company. Yeah, it was $12. I'm not saying it's, I am so grateful that he gave $12. Unbelievable. But yeah, no, it was $5.50 in some other country's money. I don't know what it was, but it came out to $12. $12.49 actually, if I have to be correct. Yeah, that was $5.50 Turkish lira. Yeah. That's why I'm here, to correct people that think things that aren't true. Yeah. Because a lot of people spread rumors and lies. I'm not saying you do, but a lot of people just do. They see one thing that's not right and then they go with it, man. And it's always like, oh man, I deal with it all the time. It's crazy. So yeah, I'm looking for this right shoulder to pop. That means we're going to get one more possibly good entry at 88, something like that. And then this thing could do some damage. And then it's outside the trend line. So I'm liking life right now. I like what I'm seeing. So this is one bigger idea. This is a bigger flag that I just, in front of. We didn't see this until now. Another reason why you don't want to join an exchange without a link of someone like me behind you, because you never know. You could email them all day. Who knows what will happen? When you're under my link, my emails get answered. They gotta answer to me because I'm too big in the space. You know what I mean? They have to answer to me. And I help them out. You know, it's I'm too much of a juggernaut. I move too much volume. They have to answer to me. You understand? So get with the links, get with the time. It's only going to be better for you in the long run. Amen. I do receive a commission. It does benefit me, but hey, it benefits you too. So we both win in this situation when you choose the right move. So we're looking to see if we can get this bounce for Bitcoin. As I showed you, it could be the excellent move. I'm open-minded to the other opposite thing. That maybe this is a shoulder, head. We do two shoulders and we dump here. And we go back to this point of control here at about 88,000 even. So anything could happen. I'm still inside one big long. I got this grid bot 2 that's running. This thing's up. I opened this yesterday. It's up $500. It's crazy, man. And then we got the Pionex grid bots 2 that we showed you earlier today. The Pionex grid bots are absolutely amazing. I'm just going to show it to you for a half a second. I'm not going to play it too long. I just want to show this for 1 second, all right? And now, check this out. This is something I really want to show you. This is the Pionex bots. These bots are absolutely amazing, and they run very, very well. And what I want to show you, we hit detail here. You can see how these bots are running. Here's a Tesla bot that's been running for 60 days. It's up $160, 16%. You can also extrapolate the grid profit. Like, you could take that profit right now if you wanted to on $1,000. I'm not going to bore you with that too long, but those bots are amazing. You can take the money out of the bot in the grid position. You could compound it back in. You could do so many cool things. It's very, very interesting. So, TA on Clash. George plays Clash Royale. Thank you. Yeah, we'll take a look at Clash and see what's going on. I was also looking at Penguin. It had a move out the 618. Now it's starting to look like it may slump down there, or just be in like a longer consolidation. I was looking for that thing to bounce off that 618 and soar. And it looks like people took some profits early. They're pushing this meme out there. I don't like memes too much because you never know. Let's take a look at antirug.ai. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in that contract address. All right. 8 ruggers stopped today. You see that? They might make you pay for this now. I don't know. So maybe you have to pay for this now. Remember I used to do this free all the time? So free, they're not going to let me see what happened. Interesting. They're going to start to pay. They reached out to me. They want to give me some credits so I could show this. I got to reach back out to them and connect. Well, look, they're stopping rugs every day. Go to antirug.ai. They used to do this for free now, and they would give me a report on the coin. Now I'm going to have to pay or find out. I'll talk to them. We'll see what happens. They'll probably give me some credits so I can show it live, and then I could help them grow. Morning, Sam. Is there a minimum you need for the bots? I don't think so, no. I mean, I think you want to put in at least $500 to $1,000 in my humble opinion. But again, I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. So you do whatever you feel comfortable with. I don't know where someone is, so I would never tell them what to do with their money. You know, if you're worth $500 and you owe $1,000 this week on the rent, I don't know if you should be putting, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know someone's situation. I don't know how much you have. I don't know your expenses. I don't know your life. You know, yeah. Morning, Sam. Is there a minimum you need for the bots? That's a good question. Hey, we learn about the bots at the group. We're going to have a little, you know, in the weekly screen share, we're going to have a bot section every week, and we're going to talk about it and show you guys. You can also just copy the bots. We have both copy bots, and you could just literally copy the bots we've already made. Okay, if you'd like. That's open to you. All right, so you may copy the bots that we've already made if you want to jump on it. This is an amazing opportunity because these trade for you while you're asleep. It's almost impossible to do any other way. And I don't know if this will fit in the whole comment section. Yeah, it won't let me put it all in there. But here's the copy bot. If you want to copy my bots, right here, right? There's where you can copy bots. Okay. And here's if you want to sign up to Pionex, which I think is amazing. Right there as well. And that will just be running, you know. Do the bots come included in the 99? You will learn about them, yes, and have access to them, yes. Exactly. And if you want to make a bot, you could super chat. Say you have an asset that you like, you could super chat us, you know, $20. We'll make a bot, and then you could copy that bot. Stuff like that. We could do some different things. It depends, but let's see if this can get very tight and go to the upside here. 93,400 is kind of the target that I'm looking at for this move to the upside. That would be where I would be like to take some profits. We're above a point of control. We had a nice spike last night. It looks like we could get this thing to continue. So that's Bitcoin in a bit of a nutshell. I'm not going to be on the really small time frames today. I'll glance at them for a second because you never know, the 1 minute and the 5, but And I already got my sauce, and we made money last night, and I took the gold trade down, and everything's just kind of in my flavor. So I'm excited. Gold looks like it may continue to go to the upside. I probably sold a little preemptively. It's kind of a bull flag. I feel like I should go back in and just risk what I had. They were stomp hunting silver, though, so I wouldn't be surprised if they stomp hunted gold. It does seem to be a safe haven, so it may be harder to stop hunt. You know, too many people want to buy it for other reasons, so they can't control the price as bad because people will jump in when they see, oh, I like that price, right? See what I mean? Like, they can stop hunt when it's a trader's market. When you have actual individuals buying something for no reason compared to trades, and it can potentially stop a stop loss. Yeah, a stop hunt. You know what I mean? Because they're going to buy it regardless. And they're going to prop up low prices. Like the second they see it, oh my God, it's below 53 again. I'm in, you know. If you're rushing to buy gold right now, you've kind of missed the point. I was buying gold when it was $900. I've now 5x my gold. It did take about, I started buying gold in 2009, 2010. I don't think I bought any more gold after 2012. I think like 1100, 1250 was the most I ever spent on a gold ounce was 1250, 1300. I own 100 ounces of gold, which if you could believe that, that's insane. Not just me, but my wife inherited some amazing gold too. So again, we both were blessed, man, with the beautiful gold, baby, gold. And now that's $500,000 in gold, which I find insane because years ago it was like $100,000. You know what I mean? Which was great, but like, and I always thought I should, and if I sold all my gold for Bitcoin, when Bitcoin was like $6,000, oh my God, I could have bought it all back and some, you know, at this price and still had more. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Gold looks like it may skyrocket here. It may not be done. Remember, I made $2,000. So the key is to risk a little bit of what you already made. That would be 1,800 for 42. We don't want to give back any gains. That would be about 1,000 for another 2,400. I don't love it. Stop loss, I think, is 52,236. Take profits 5,431. It's funny how the number there is 3.43. I'm not getting that here. I'm getting 1 to 2.1, which is weird. That's not right. This number should be matching this number. I'm confused right now. Hold on. 5236. That's why. That 23 and 36 is a big, isn't that crazy? Yeah, so now you're 800 for 240. Exactly where I want to be, right? The key is not to be greedy, you know? Could be a high there and we start to crumble down. And even if I miss the move from 2378, you know, then I don't have to risk it. I'm going to sit on my hands for a split second. I got to do a top-down analysis for gold. So I like where Bitcoin is. We can kind of leave Bitcoin alone right now. And if you're just jumping on in what's happening, well, we got Fed Day today, which I'll be live later on for Jer Powell's last session of the year, of our lives, actually. It's actually a historic time. Like, he's gone, man. I'm ecstatic. I love everybody and God bless everybody, but I don't like the Fed, man. The Fed is run by a private group of people. They're not a government entity. They're not what you've been told. It's funny. I'm standing outside. I watch Mike Maloney. He goes, I'm standing outside the Federal Reserve. He's like, but there's nothing. It's not federal and they have no reserves. Like it's an oxymoron. Like they have no reserves, man. Right? You know, is he not getting replaced in May? He is in March, I thought. Yeah. Yeah. And the Fed, baby. Amen. I hope his last meeting isn't in March. I hope he's done, man. I hope he's cooked, man, before then. So we have to see that this could be a shoulder, head, shoulder. You have to be open-minded to this and be okay. That would be meaning that gold might make the play. I feel like it's going to come down to the bottom of the channel and give us 5254 one more time. And it could also be kind of starting to collapse here a little bit. Let's take a look at the DXY. Let's take a look at gold. I just wanted to kind of, I didn't want to be, it's a little messier if you don't know what I'm doing. So let me move the moving averages out of the way here for a split second. Let me double click the chart. Let me show you just less squiggly lines. So you're looking for this to make a shoulder, head, right shoulder. You're looking for this to flag out. You're looking for the 1 hour to stay above its 200 moving average. That's really important. If you can stay above the 200 and consolidate, we have ourselves a move. If you lose the 200, you're coming back down to whatever high volume node is lower than the 200, which is likely 87.8 and down to 86,000. Bookmap also still suggesting that if we go anywhere, we do go lower down to 84K. So the crazy thing about this time is they've had us in between mojo for so long, most people can't handle it. I can because they've done this to me so many times and I fought through every single time to keep myself alive, to keep my business alive, to keep my life alive. I like what CryptoFace said today. I need you like you need me, man. Let's all be honest here. You guys show up every day. Without you guys, I'd have nothing. I'd have no purpose to be here. When I lose a few people, I get upset. What does that mean? Because I want as many people here as the stream because I love y'all, because y'all make me feel good. You give me the attention. You give me the love. You say, hey, Sammy. I like that. Okay? Everybody wants to have 1,000 people to say hi to every day. What a blessed man I am. Thank you, dear Lord, for everything you've given me. How did I even get this far? My mother and father. God bless their soul. R.I.P. to everybody here, man. Yeah. People will start disappearing and many will be quit. Oh, that's creepy, man. I hope not. Yikes. Till May. That's so whack. I thought he was gone. I thought this was his last Fed meeting. So I've been, dang, man. I just want him out. I know things will go better. My instincts are telling me things will go better once he's gone. He's not good for, something tells me he's not good for me. And I don't know why. I'm being honest. The dollar absolutely collapsing. We told you this falling wedge break to the downside. We showed you this idea. Remember we said, I look for the dollar to dump. See? I said, I see the dollar headed back down here to 93. Look, it almost, dang, it went to 95. And every time it breaks a buckarino, right? I still had, you never know, but it was like, man, all we need is this to collapse, right? We didn't want to see that rising wedge break to the upside. And wow, look at this absolute just falls out to the downside. Nasty. And if you watch my macro technical analysis video, I do this. I go over gold the DXY every single week on Friday afternoon. I'll do it again this Friday. That'll come to you amazingly well. All right. I thought it was his last. Also, good vibes here. Love the stream, brother. Thank you so much. Today is one of the best days ever. I'm feeling amazing. I took this stuff called Magic Mind today, and I shouldn't even bring it up because I don't get any affiliation links for it, but I should reach out to them. But I took it today. I like to, before I actually try to affiliate, though, I like to do it myself and try to get an idea of what's happening, you know? But I took this Magic Mind, the worst mental performance shot, whatever. But I grabbed this thing, and I'm trying it out today for the first time. I did research it. Looks like it doesn't have any bad stuff in it. Sustain your best thinking with clinically backed 20-ounce shot for peak mental performance. Unlock your brain. Sharper mind. And again, it could be a placebo, right? Who knows? But choose your caffeine level. Clinically backed. Original delivers ceremonial grade matcha with time-released natural caffeine and L-theanine for calm energy without the crash. Max has 3x the caffeine delivered via nano-encapsulated technology for extended focus and mental performance. Free gives you the same mental performance benefits minus the caffeine. I believe I got the original. Okay. I don't need 3x. I don't want no max, man. I don't need to be all up like that. But they do have, right? I mean, it is caffeine keeps you going, man. All right. But it's naturally derived, clinically backed, rigorously tested. All right. So anyway, 100-day risk-free trial. Try Magic 100 Day. If your mental performance doesn't know you improve, you'll refund your purchase completely. No return necessary. Just say, hey, man, it was whack. And they'll return it. I mean, it's pretty crazy. Anyway, so I started it today. I do feel a bit of an upswing. It's like coffee without the pullback. And I do feel like a sense of calmness and clarity. I really do. If you replaced your papa with someone else who was manipulated by government influence, would that be considered corruption and easier to get the same fate as Zimbabwe and Venezuela? No. Everyone says that, but here's the deal. If you have a real politician that is in love with our country, I believe there's one politician that loves our country, like he's in love with it. He's been in the country, made him a multi-billionaire. His dad has been, he loves our country, man. And our country's a business, and he wants the business to do well. And so if he puts things in place to make the business do well, does that make him a totalitarian? I don't think so. At one point you have to say one party is better than the other for your overall well-being. There has to be a logical idea at one point, right? Like, I personally don't want to live, I don't want to have my streets filled with people that are doing horrible crimes all the time. Like, I'd like to walk freely through the streets of America without having to worry every single second of what's happening. That's why I live in Florida. It's a way safer place to live compared to Boston, where I left. Boston was getting overrun. There was hotels near me full of people that were illegally in the country, and and there was a lot of horrible things happening. A little girl got, I don't want to say, but SA'd right near my house, 10 minutes away. Actually, 5 instances. I'd never heard about it. 5 instances. Someone was going through the woods and going through cars on my street that had never happened in my life in the town I was in. Never happened. Someone was going through our parked car, I'm looking for unlocked cars. Like, the crime was rising in Boston at a very high rate. I'm being honest with everybody. I got out of Boston because of my 3 daughters. I did not want them to be hurt. Okay? I have an obligation to keep my daughters safe, man. Okay? And so that's why I moved to Florida, as well as the no state taxes. I mean, I took a huge benefit. The state taxes I saved immediately were enough to send my daughters to private school. I make enough money that the state taxes were enough to send my daughter to private school. So I moved to Florida, and then the Florida state gave me an 80% subsidy on what I sent my kids. I sent my kids to a private school, one of my kids. And it costs like, I don't know, $15,000 a year. And the state gives me like $8,000 back every year. But they send it to the school, and the school just charges me $7,000. I get a state subsidy because I send my kids to school, and they want people to educate their kids here in Florida. So I moved to Florida. I got no state tax. They then get paid for half of my kids' school, and my state tax removal paid for the school if I didn't even have half given back. Can you just take that in right now? Okay, just take that in and realize how big of a come up that was for someone like me, and for someone like small. Oh my, it's huge. So move to Florida, change your life. Actually, I don't want anyone moving here. We have enough people. But seriously, man, Florida will change your life. And then you'll be happy most of the times because it's sunny like 90% of the days. Boston, we have months where you can't see the sun. It's depressing. I can't do that. Like, it got to me, man. You know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I admit that driving in Boston is noticeably challenging, ranking among the most difficult I have encountered. Oh, Boston is difficult. Yeah, they don't have the signs right. It's twisted this way. You take one wrong move in the Ted Williams Tunnel and you go the wrong way. You're in Sumner Tunnel. You end up in East Boston when you were trying to go to downtown, and you'll be all over the place. You take one wrong turn in Boston, man, it's a mess. Oh, my God. Yeah. Born Floridian, gonna die Floridian. A lot of Floridians know not to leave here, man. Claude, were you driving with pants or no pants? You have a Speedo on out there? What were you doing? I'm going to get that sound effect tomorrow. Shit is so funny. It's going to be awesome. Anyway, let's get back to brass tacks. Let's show you what's hot inside of the altcoins today and break it down. We got trending coins that we're going to look at. We got Fogo. It's got a $163 million market cap. I've never heard of it. It's up 38%. I like the Somia network. I told you I like it. At 50 million market cap. Enzo continues to rip at 27. Hey, Elsa, I don't know if that's something to do with Elsa or something. Fight.id. Interesting. Is that like a new fight coin? Space coin. Jitto Labs has always been hot. Attached to Solana. If Solana starts ripping, Nietzsche Penguin is one of the hottest coins in the game right now at a $91 million market cap. BitLayer's been interesting. Remember we found Bitway yesterday, which is going to put EVM-compatible contracts onto Bitcoin. ETH Gas. Gwei has been hot. I showed you Gwei yesterday in the group. We'll take a look at Gwei. Wow, we got a lot to do. We got a lot of altcoin work today. We really do. While Bitcoin kind of sits sideways and gets ready. While Solana back down 125. It's weird that it took a hit there. And River. Wow. River collapsed. And that's why you got to be careful, man, trading these coins in and out. Don't marry this stuff. All right, let's take a look at River. Is it really all the way down, or did they not just update that? Yeah, River took a beat down, baby. And that makes sense. Like, you know, once you start, I tell everyone, once you're pumping, go to the 4 hour. The second the 4 hour closes a red candle next to the green one and you're away for the 21, it could be a bit of a, you know, and look, this looked like it was going to pump yesterday possibly, but look, it came up, then it made a rounded dump. I just be careful. I wouldn't chase this stuff, but we talked about it when it was $3-4. This thing went all the way to $85. It was a 20x here, everyone. This coin did a 20x from December 9th to January 26th. I mean, that's a month and a half to make some massive gains. And now it's coming down, and people are saying, well, what happened to River now? Well, you can't chase stuff like this, you know? Look, that's the weekly tweezer top now. Go to the 3-day. It's probably way far away from the 21-day moving average. I teach you guys this. That's a short right now, likely. You could probably enter the short now. We'll stop below the wick. I would leave it alone. I just think there's like, you know, some better opportunities. But if you take the wick, I mean, you're coming back down somewhere to 33, back to the 21-day moving average, back to possibly the 786. And that would be your next area of entry if you're thinking about River. What just did this? Let me show you what just did this, because I want to show you how it doesn't matter what you're trading. IREN. Actually, let's do something fun. Let's do split screen for you so you can really get an idea of what's happening here. All right? And you can see it from like, look, that's one right there. It's the same idea, the 618 bounce. So funny. It's showing, it happens to be Bitcoin. But look, if we look at IREN, and you'll see what happened to IREN. Let me just show you. It's exactly what I'm just pointing out here on River. So look at River. We'll double click IREN so it's all here. So listen, we'll go back in time. I think we can we also go back in time here? So look, this is where River is right now. This is where River is right now. You see? This is River. And if you go to the 3-day, you'll see you're away from the 21 on, that's River, man. But it's more like the weekly looks similar. This is more, but that's River. You finally got your tweezer bottoms. You're away from the 21. You see? So if we let this play out, and then we take a fib from Impulse, you can see there's your 618-706 Fibonacci retracement. I gave this entry to you guys. Everybody, I said, this is a great place to get into IREN. People thought I was nutsy. All right. And then if we just kind of, we could either delete this or plus play. I think it's going to take too long to play out. Interesting. It's not. Let me just get rid of it for now. But so you can see how this came right to the 618 and bounced absolutely beautifully. Gave you an entry 37, and now it's at 61 and almost did a double up. You know? So you're looking at this, that's, you know, and if you waited for and this took weeks, this will take probably at least 7, 8, 9, maybe 2 weeks to happen. And again, if you just wait for 618, 786 levels over and over again, it's going to change the way you trade. And your odds are you're going to be buying the discount way more than everybody else. But it takes extreme patience and time. Most people don't have the patience and time to wait for us to come back down to the 618 levels. They just don't. It doesn't happen like that. They just wait and they give up, or something gets distracted, or a girlfriend breaks up with them, and then a month later they look, oh man, I didn't remind myself. You have to stay on these every day and keep watching them, remind yourself, and then when it comes into the air, like, you have to spend like weeks just double checking. Look, this one took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, and then there you were to the upside, right? And I'm pretty sure I gave this to the trading group, but I know I gave it on the live stream for sure. Without a doubt in my mind, right? But IREN, man, and it's funny, I met the team when the stock was $3. They were at Bitcoin Nashville, they were at Bitcoin Miami. And they gave me a hat, and they said, hey, and I had a shirt and a hat. My mom's name was Irene. I was really attracted to it, right? So here on 12.3, I'm giving you IREN. Look at this, on 12.3, I'm basically giving you where to buy IREN. It's so crazy, like, you know? It drops a little more down to this 33 area, and it's gone off that 786. It's just amazing. So you want to start understanding how to use Fibonacci retracement? How do you use Fibonacci retracement? Does anyone here not know how to use Fibonacci and would like some information on it? Put a FFF. I know it sounds a little weird, but put an F, or write Fib, F-I-B. Sounds kind of weird too, but write Fib or FFF if you want to know, if you really want just a little quick couple of minutes on Fibonacci. Let me know. All right. Shout out to all the exchanges we work with. God bless the weeks. Thank you, BTC and Mexi, the whole team. They work very hard every single day to produce an amazing program, and amazing exchanges that work well. So let's see these 333s and these fibs coming in. Let's take a look. All right. So let's take a look at we'll get out of this dual screen. We kind of are just showing you, like, so what you do is you wait for impulse. Once you've seen a massive impulse, you find where it began. Like this one went from there to there. And I would pull my fib all the way from the bottom to the top, from the bottom right to the top. How did I pull the fib like that? I hit Alt-F. Alt-F is a fib shortcut, so you don't have to go get fib anytime. You should be using keyboard shortcuts for everything. Alt-T is how I make these lines. Okay? Alt-H is how I make a big line. Alt-J is how I make a ray. Understand? Alt-F is how I draw fibs. It's all keyboard shortcuts here all day long. There's no way I could run the show at the speed of light like I do. I'm the fastest at TA in the West, man. That's another thing about me. You may watch a bunch of other people, but they can't do TA even as fast as me, so you're not going to learn as many things as you will on this channel. I will overload you, good and bad, but I will overload you. And you'll be able to learn a lot here on this channel because I punch it in, and I really am efficient with these 2 hours. I want to make sure enough people learn as much as they can about life, love, joy, happiness, God, and trading, man. And if I can do those things, and there's 2 hours every day, I accomplish my mission on this earth, baby. And we continue to move every single day. And that's the key. That's the plan. That's the goal. You know, I want to change the neuroplasticity in your mind. So the first, and then now there's other ways to use the fib. Let's take a look at BTC on the 1 minute time frame. Okay. Let me go to BTC USDT on like Bybit, and I'll go to the 1 minute. Bitcoin 89.5, just kind of indecision doji. But as long as this candle stays green on the daily, I'm a happy camper. Just want this to close green, and then we have our chance, man. See, you're telling me there's a chance, and then we defy the shoulder, head, and right shoulder. That's a slanted head and shoulder right there. If you can't see it, it's obvious. But it is also a falling wedge that broke to the upside. Once you get above this trend line, you got to think you're going to come to the top of the wedge at 97,450. Then you break above 94K, and if you break above 94K, we can get to the 200 moving average. I tell you right now, if there's a chance by, Valentine's Day or, somewhere, around somewhere, I don't know about that early. But yeah, it says somewhere between February 15th and March 1st, we may be headed to the 200 moving average on that daily. And that could change everything. So let's delete all this work here. Let me go to the smaller time frames because they also teach you fib. So say you're scalping on the small time frames, you're not sure where to get in. They're dumping the price and you're watching it on the and you're like, what do we do? What's going on, right? Here's a good example. They'll pump the price. They'll come back, right? You'll have your wedge. Take it from this fib to this fib up. That one bounced off a 0.5, which ain't bad, but this one's a really good one. Like today, they pump it up. You see this wick? You drag from this wick to that wick up, and look, you can see we bounce off the 0.5 fib. I like to use that impulse on smaller time frames, and you can see we bounce right off that 786. Now, you're not going to have, your fib won't look like mine. Right-click it, go to the settings bar. You're going to have 0.65 right there. You're not going to have the 0.65. I turn it white. I turn the 0.618 white. I want to see the golden bottom very obviously. I also add this 706. You will not have the 706. That's a secret fib taught to me by institutional traders. So look, 786, 706, and there's your golden pocket between the 618 and the 0.65 Fibonacci level, and there's your bouncing. It usually comes with a cup and handle, see? The cup and handle will create the 618 bounce. It's a coincidental thing that happens together over and over again. So that's small time Fibonacci, right? Now let's take a look at Bitcoin on the bigger picture. And I'm going to teach you Fibonacci and how I used it on the weekly, the 2-week chart. So years ago, Bitcoin had a massive pump, okay? Everyone told me that we were going to go lower here. I remember it specifically. Actually, I need the all-time history index because I need more information. So check this out. Bitcoin had a massive pump, but then it came down to this key area. Everyone was bugging out, saying we're going lower. Grayscale is going to unlock. Grayscale was unlocking at this point, and everyone said it's going to create a massive sell-off. I drew my Fibonacci. So weird. Did I unclick the 6? I think I did. It's so funny, right? I unclicked the 6.5. I'm like, whoa. I was like, I've seen that for years. So here, I longed here in front of the world. I actually called the bottom, and I bought $32,000 Bitcoin, a half a Bitcoin in front of the world. I longed Phantom. I stayed, and we made massive gains together. I found this as a cup and handle. I called the handle here. We made massive gains. I called 69,000. I was 10 days shy of the actual. I really did. It's all documented on my profile if you want to look at my predictions that I've made for Bitcoin, right? So there it is again. Like, that's how you do it on the big level, the small level. And again, it's the beginning of impulse to the end of impulse, bottom left to top right. And then you get into these bounce areas between the 0.618 and the 0.65. That's how you master fibs. Now, some people use fib extensions. They want to see where price is going to go. I don't do that. Measured moves are just fine for me. They tell me what price is going to do. Like, the measured moves have been spot on over and over again. Like, here's your measured move for this flag. You're going to take wick to wick algorithmically, and that's exactly the level. Some people need fib extensions to do this. I don't. I never have to have them. I see people that need them. I don't need them. I'm a cup and handle guy. Like, I can see here this. See, I can see it. Just tell me we were going at least to this, And actually, this wick would go all the way to the middle. So that told me where the high was to the T. It said you're going somewhere to 126. It's so crazy how price action just never seems to fail. It's so spot on and accurate if you just get with it. But you got to get with it. You can't fight it. You can't one day be cool with it and one day not be cool with it. It doesn't work like that. You got to stick to the same stuff day in and day out. Consistency is boring, but it gets you rich, man. And being rich ain't boring, I'll tell you that, man. Going wherever you want, buying whatever you want, helping whoever you want. You come over to my house, I buy you a $20 to $30 ribeye from a high-end store, and I cook it for you, man. Everyone that comes to my house gets like a $30 steak, man. It's almost like a prerequisite. You come to my house, you're getting a $30 ribeye at least. I'm making sure your family eats amazing. My wife's going to make a special yogurt mint sauce that tastes amazing. We're going to have organic potatoes. We're going to have, Brussels sprouts. You're going to have a meal as if you went to a restaurant if you come to my house. All right? And if not, if I meet you in another city, I'm taking you to the nicest restaurant and I'm buying you steaks. I've done it every single time I've been out. Every time I've traveled, I've taken the lifers to an amazing restaurant. We did the top of Nashville, the nicest steakhouse in Nashville, man. We were there. Miami steakhouses, we were there. The skull room, the skull and candy room, something like that. And that has like one of the nicest steaks you'll ever have. Anyway. Sam the man. You get cereal at mine. Crypto Billy will give you Frosted Flakes. Nah. He's bugging. He'll give you escargot, man. Dude, take your Lucky Charms and be on with you. Okay, you're making me hungry, Sam. Now can I get a recipe, please? You know, I cook steak very simply. Little olive oil. Sometimes I forget, but a little olive oil. You know, just kind of light. Salt and pepper. Maybe some garlic. Usually just salt and pepper. And then I heat my stove up to 700 degrees. You got to let it heat to 700 so you can get a proper sear. Very important. So I let it sit for 20 minutes, 30 minutes while that thing gets hot. Then I open it up and I slap on 4 to 5 ribeyes, man. 2.5 minutes. 45 degree angle, 2.5 minutes. So I get my Ruth Chris crosses. Flip it, 2.5 minutes. Flip it, 2.5 minutes. Make sure you don't get any flare-ups. If there's a lot of fat, you got to keep the heat down. You do have to do some watchfulness there. Maybe move some steaks around. Make sure they're not just dripping the fat in the same place. I take them off. I let them sit. You got to let your steak sit. And then we cut them. And sometimes for the kids, I slice the steak really nice, and then I just put it back on because I like it medium rare. And I make their pieces just a little more, less rare. And that's how we do it, man. And then my wife makes a beautiful sauce. She makes like homemade bread. My wife is like, and she's getting better. Like, she's getting better at being a homemade, like, she's just unbelievable. My wife is unreal. She's on the computer all day working on runs the business. But I have the greatest wife in the world, man. I'm telling you, and I don't mean to brag. She tells me don't tell people because they'll get jealous of her. But I have the best wife in the game. She's beautiful. I'm attracted to her every second of the day. Every time I look at her, I want to rip her clothes off. Too much information. I just love my wife, man. I just love my wife. Bitcoin pumps when I talk about steak. This guy's funny, man. It happens every time we get steaky. So, are we missing out on a move? What's happening? No, we got a nice move, though. Back up 461. This trade is going... I have firm belief this big trade's going to win and make us some big gains here. But it's up to you. Daily trades take patience and time. You got to learn to trust the movement and let it go. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. So, look, we're getting the bounce now, which tells me that aggressive entry may have been the plan there. I tell you what, I kind of like it. Even though we got Jerpal, today is going to be a nothing burger. I feel like the price action is not going to move much. We've known for a month straight they're not going to cut the rate. Like, and I don't know what he's going to say that's going to really, like, nobody cares anymore. We're kind of done. You know? High risk, high reward for sure. Not above the 1 minute 200 moving average. Look how it was an inverted head and shoulder. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Look, cup and handle. Bang. I bet the 30-second broke above the 200 moving average. It did, see? I bet the 5-second broke above and touched the 21. 5 seconds flagging out right now. Looks like we may have to trade the 1 second today, guys. I think I got to trade the 1 second. It's looking good. Oh, come on. That's a bull pennant. You don't dump like that out of a bull pennant. That's ridiculous. It's not supposed to happen. They stop hunted the 5 second. They even stop hunt the 5 second chart. Hold on. This looks like it's going to rippy. Yeah. To me, it's like MEXC got the... Look at this grid bot, man. I literally just pressed AI, short to midterm volatility, hit copy, and threw $7,000 in there and walked away. And it turned into 6-7. I just... that's what's happening these days. Look, the 21 above the 200. This should rip to 90,000. It should. That's the 5. This is the 5 second chart. You could trade any chart you want, but it all plays out. Look, the 21 above the 200. If it can, what I learned is we live in the succession universe where whatever's smaller is bigger, whatever's bigger and smaller, and everything represents itself. And that is true inside. The universal laws are same in trading. They can't leave. So once you understand the universe and understand yourself, you understand trading. You understand, like, because I went through so many life path regressions and I really like delved with my mind into the deep places. And I experimented with my brain in many ways for a long time. I suggest you don't, but I did. I took many psychedelics for a long time. And I got myself on another level. Like, I think differently because I've trained my brain to be in different places. And I was never the people that I've never had a bad trip in my life. You know, and I'm not going to talk about it. I don't want to. But those experiences changed my mind and made me realize we live in this geometrical universe of sacred geometry, time and space. And fractal holograph light matrix 100%. He knows. So you've taken the L, huh? You were on the L too. Just like, oh, me and you have too much in common, Billy. Yeah, I should have known when you were over, Yeah. Exactly. CZ needs to share cells with, oh my God. Why does everyone hate CZ so much? I'm going to say one thing. I don't know. I think CZ is awesome, man. Why do people think CZ is so shady? I think the masses just repeat whatever someone told them. Like, the guy created Binance, man, and it was one of the greatest exchanges in the game to this day. I don't know. He worked at McDonald's, bro, and he became a billionaire. He's starting Giggle, which is a school for the kids, and it's a free education. I don't know. I have no problems with CZ. Yeah. At least that's what I've heard. Yeah. But anyway, I'll keep my mouth shut. Everyone hates on me when I say what I really feel. Sit and set the charts. Don't tell us anything about your real life. Don't you dare speak on anything. You just show us the charts or we're going to judge you. I mean, most of you don't do that. You're awesome. We're going to Columbia Restaurant, Clearwater tonight. Amazing setting. Nice near St. Armand's in Tampa for sure. I don't think there's a Columbia in Clearwater. Yeah. Sandbar, Anna Maria next week. Oh, so they have a nicer Columbia restaurant in Clearwater. I didn't know that. Have fun there, man. That's awesome, man. Yeah. Amazing setting. Nice near St. Armand's, Tampa for sure. Cool. The setting that is not the food. Sandbar, Anna Maria. Yeah, I love Sandbar. I go to Sandbar like once a month. And you know they have one of the best. They have like a 4-hour valet that they'd only charge you after 2 hours. All the valets here in Florida are way cheaper than Boston and New York. They're super inexpensive. It's amazing. Anyway, let's get back into the brass tacks here and let's get into the charts. 24 hours. Let's see what's hot right now. Pippin continues. I like to see Hyperliquid getting some leverage there from 20 to 33 pretty fast. That is a 50% gain. Canton CC, we're going to take a look at the super chats. I know we got a big old cup and handy. Everything else seems to be struggling. Arrow back at 40 cents. And once it all rips, it rips so fast. Like, all coins are just like, they sway on the wind, and then when the wind comes, woof. You know, they get like a 3-week period where they just go bonanza. And you never know what's going to happen. So, yeah. Hidden bullish on the 1-hour chart as well. Bitcoin going to 93,000. Let's take a look. So, for me, I got to get above that 200 on the 1, but I'm liking how the 1 minute is the 1 hour is shaping up right now. And see, look, it's all about, I call it quantum theory projection. Why do I call it quantum theory projection? That's the name of my trading style, because I put out what's going to happen. This is the theory. Quantum means, right, the different options that can happen, right? It's quantum, like all these different things can occur. And my idea, when I think of quantum, I think of one cell that could be everywhere at once, right? And I think of all these different movements that are connecting one movement. And when you make a quantum leap, you can go quicker over time, right? It's like a jump. Quantum is jumping. Quantum jumping, we call it. I've been quantum jumping at night recently. You probably have no idea what I'm talking about. There's something called quantum jumping. And see, once you expand your mind, you can understand things that people think are imaginary. But they're not. They're real. And so now you get on another level because now you really start controlling your reality. See, they want you to think in terms of imagination that everything's fake and not real, because then you won't be able to control reality. You won't be able to live in the realm that you created. You're going to live in the realm that they made you create. You got to rework your subconscious brain. You got to change the neural plasticity, and you got to make it happen. Everybody, I just wanted to show you, shout out to BTC. I do have a link to BTC. They gave me some shoes. They gave me Bitcoin shoes in this box. This is so crazy, right? Came with a little latch over here somewhere, right? You open them up. It's a Bitcoin symbol here. You see that? It was like a piece of plastic. You took it off. These things are amazing, man. I don't think I'm ever going to wear them. I think I'm going to like just hang them on the wall. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna somehow attach these to the wall. They're just gonna sit on that wall right there. That's what they're gonna do. They're just gonna be like, they're gonna be just like kind of like something cool to look at in the office. I never want to wear them. I don't want to taint those puppies. Captive Island. Were you good in school? Were you a good student? No. Yeah. If I was really physics. I got all A's. In writing, I was amazing. Math, pre-calculus, I struggled a little bit. I got better at math as I got older on my own. But I didn't like the school setting. And I also was doing this before school every day. Yeah, I found it when I was a kid. Started smoking it when I was 12. Yep. And by the time I was 13, I'd been doing it for a year. And by the time I was 17, I had been burning for 5 years. And I did it every day before school. So I don't know, man. I probably would have done a lot better in school if I wasn't, but I still was pretty dang smart. I had a photographic memory, and so despite doing that every day before school, I did better than other kids at certain things. I excelled in many things. I'm lucky, man. I got a great brain. I know I do. God gave me something very special in my mind. And I can see things, I can see details, and I don't know it all, and I slip sometimes. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to say but I got a really good mind. And I've used it over time, and God has shown me how to use my mind. I spent a lot of time alone with my brain, and I thought a lot. Like right now, you're seeing me here on this channel because I sat for years and thought, what profession do I want to be in? And I said, the internet. I said, the internet makes more money. I said, everyone, I saw people moving for money, and I said, man, the internet can send me around the world. My two friends sold an internet company for $225 million when I was 32, 33, and they made me realize that there's money in this internet, man. And I said, if I don't know how to make money off the internet, I'm a fool, because this is where the money is. And so when I saw my two friends sell that company, I began to just sit there and think of how I was going to sell a product. And I said, I just need to get a buck from a million people, and I can be a millionaire. I thought about it all the time. I said, I need to sell a product that I could charge, I paid $2 for, and I sell for maybe $4. I pay my overhead, and I get $1 back, and I sell to 1 million people. Or I sell something for $1,000 to 100,000 people, and I make 10, whatever it is. I just rocked my brain, man. And then somehow, some way, I fell into TA. I fell into trading. My YouTube channel took off, but I sat for years thinking, I don't want to be in a dead-end profession, man. And I don't want to work for somebody else. And for years I did, until I got myself out of the rat race, And now I'm here every single day I will never have a boss again for the rest of my life. I will never work for someone again. I fired my boss at 37. I'm done. Yeah. I can see clearly now. Exactly. Did your parents know you were doing that? Yes. 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 My dad was, I don't want to say, but that's what my dad did for a living anyway. Can you take a look at Tesla earnings come out tonight? Oh, wow, that's interesting. Earnings on Tesla tonight, that's going to be crazy. Yeah. And you live for the Fed meeting today. I will be live for the Fed meeting today for sure. Yes. Can you take a look at Tesla earning come tonight? That's crazy. You work for us. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here every day. I do work for you guys. 100%. I like that. I work for my Discord for $3 a day. I work for each and every one of you today. It's true. I have a boss. It's each and every one of you. But hey, I'd rather you guys be my boss than the people that I used to work for. They were horrible people. I've attracted my bosses into my life. It's you guys. I quit school in the 10th grade and doing better than most. Yeah, a lot of people that left school early did better than most because you started learning how to use money. They don't teach you how to pay taxes. If you leave school in 10th grade, by the time you're hopefully as old as someone that would have been 2 years into college, you actually understand how to do your taxes. You might understand how to start an S Corp or an LLC or some type of company. I still hope you write a book about your dad one day, homie. I will. It'll be called Hard and Steel or something, and it'll be a picture of him, and I will write a book about my dad. I really will. I need friends like you. You need nothing. You desire friends like me. They will come into your life if you use desire. Get rid of the word need. It creates lack. When you tell the universe you need something, you're telling them that you don't have the ability to get it, and so the universe will continue to give you lack. It'll say, oh, you're attracting more lack because you like lack, right? So you exchange the word for desire from need. Anytime I go to say need, I say, no, I desire it. I don't need anything. God's given me everything. I need nothing. If I needed something, that means God didn't provide everything for me, and that's just not true. So when I say the word need, I'm actually kind of siding with scarcity. How do you scare a city? How do you scare a city? How do you scare? I came up with this one day by myself. I really did. No one taught me this. How do you scare a city? Scarcity. The word scarcity is in scarcity. So when they ever scared a city, they were telling them that things weren't going to be okay. They were telling them that security was going to be scarce. They're scaring everyone here in Minnesota and Chicago. They're telling you, oh, they're coming to get you. They're trying to scare a city. Don't you get it? Anytime someone's trying to scare you, they're trying to create scarcity. They're trying to say your freedom is scarce. They're trying to say that your security is scarce. Your food is scarce. Your water is scarce. Get away from anybody that doesn't talk in abundance. They're trying to control you with fear. The second a politician starts talking, they did it to us in COVID. They try to scare us. If you don't take the shot, they try to take away our ability to move. They created a movement scarcity. They were trying to scare a city, man. I'm telling you right now, every single time they use scarcity, they're trying to scare a city, and we will not let them scare a city because we live in God's name, and in God's name, we're full of love, and when you're full of love, there's no fear, and if there's no fear, you can't be stopped, baby. There's no such thing as FOMO, fear of missing out when God is with you because God's got you. So you can't miss out. It doesn't happen. I don't miss out because I put my faith in God. I'm a multimillionaire because I put my faith in God. I made it to the top because I put my faith in God. I don't believe in scarcity. I don't let scarcity in my house. I don't let my daughters talk about scarcity. I don't let it happen. It doesn't work. You can't do that to the lifers. You can't do that to us, what you've been doing for thousands of years to the populace. This is the age of Aquarius. This is the new age. This is where we lead. Let's go. We're bringing in a new generational energy to the earth. Can't you see it? Can't you feel it? Can't you get a part of it? Trading is a way to free ourselves so we don't have scarcity. They can't block us in. They're never going to block us in. They're never going to stop. This is the answer. This is the way. And if anyone tells you to chill out, they are part of the problem. You got to keep pushing every single day. If I got your heart rate up, if I got you feeling amazing, this is the answer. Don't let them take away your power. You are so beautiful, so powerful, so special. Do not let them get in your head. Do not let them take you where you need to be. Do not let anybody tell you there's scarcity in this world because there is not. That is a lie. God provides and multiplies on all of his creations. Look at God's creations. They multiply in abundance. Look at the birds. Look at the bees. Look at the ants. Look at us. We multiply in abundance. Understand? We multiply in abundance, folks. There is no scarcity. The scarcity is in your mind. You haven't made $1 million yet. It's your mind that is stopping you. It is nothing else. There is no environmental reason why you don't have $1 million. I look at kids now, they're 25, they made 10 million already. And I'm like, man, they knew what I know, what took me to 37 to figure out. They started understanding it at 19. My kids are going to have a way different upbringing because of me than I did with my dad. My dad was amazing, but I wasn't listening to Jim Rohn in my house when I was 10 years old. My kids listen to Jim Rohn all the time, right? Sam, do you meditate? I do meditate every night with God in my heart. Amen. You know? So I am. Yeah, I am amazing. Start using I am, speaking I ams. And I want to say you are because I don't want to talk about myself, but I want you to repeat I am, right? I am amazing. I am strong. I am capable. I am going to be a multimillionaire. I am going to change the world. I am going to create products that help people and innovate and show them how to do things in a faster, better way. I am amazing. I am going to start doing all the things I say I'm going to do. You are, you can, you will, you can, you are the best, baby. Each and every one of you has the power to change the world the way I do every day. I know you can. I know you will. With me inspiring you and with God in your heart, you can't stop. There's just no way. You've got this. Your kids actually listen to that kind of stuff too, that they do. I played Jim Rohn. This morning I played Jim Rohn. My 5-year-old, she's going to turn 5 in a month. She sat and she worked out with me. She has these little pink weights. I got my weights, Daddy. She tried to replicate all the stuff I did. I am the architect of my own destiny. Amen. Believing God does not mean you have to be perfect. No way, not by any means. That's ridiculous. Nobody is perfect. Successful people are not perfect. I am not perfect. What we do is we tweak every day to get better. Every day you battle, you just try to get better than you were the day before. You're competing with yourself and nobody else every single moment of the day. Stop competing with others because you're not competing with anybody. You're competing with yourself. You just want to be better than you were the day before, stronger than you were the day before, more confident than you were the day before. I work out every day. Okay? I worked out very hard this morning because I want to look good. It makes me look younger than other people my age because I've been working out for years now. And everyone's like, damn, Sam, how do you get this energy? How do you look so... I just lost 15 pounds. I'm about to do a fast. I'm about to do a really big fast the next month. It's coming in like a couple weeks. I'm going to be fasting every day. Like, look at this inverted head and shoulder starting to form here on the 1 minute time frame for Bitcoin. Let's look at the super chats and get into those. I've got a big meeting today. I have one of the biggest meetings I've ever set up in my life today. I'm very excited for it. It starts at about 12:10. It's a big deal. I believe it's going to expand my reach in ways I've never thought possible. Are you using default setting on MEXC GridBot? You have going. Yeah, I didn't do anything but hit AI copy, bro. Nothing crazy. Sins are not things God does not like. They are things God told us to help us because they disconnect us from him, lower our frequency, or harm our life. 100%. He just wants us so close to him. But when we aren't in grace, we can't be close. We all appreciate how blessed we are to have Sam Price and Master Friend every day. This is truly an honor and an unheard of blessing. Thank you, CryptoLifer.com. Thank you, Rave Song Records. I fast 4 days every week. Healthiest I've ever been. Amazing, bro. Your meeting will be amazing. Thank you for saying that. I know it will be. All right. So I got inspired there. I go on a tear. And that's how it is, man. My energy will not be denied. I will not be quiet for anybody. I will not calm down for anybody. Never. That's just not who I am, and it's not who I'm going to be. Okay? If my energy makes you uncomfortable, raise your energy, baby. Get yourself moving. It's just telling you that you're doing something that you don't like about your own life. And you got to push through something. I'm fighting my own demons every day. We all are. Nobody is perfect. Okay? Nobody. I'm looking for that right shoulder. Bitcoin's looking interesting. I'm long, baby. You know I'm long. I don't have to really explain it. Like, I'm looking for some big moves here to the upside. This is going to take a few days to get paid. It's not overnight. Gold did start a move there and started to break out. Dang. I feel like I just jump on the bandwagon and let that puppy rip. I got to go 9 for 8 now. See, that was your better entry at the dippage. You're right in there. I feel like my target for gold is 57. I didn't, you know what it was, is I just moved the stop, didn't look at it, got distracted, came back, saw that I didn't mean to really get taken out of that. Happiness, health, and prosperity to all the lifers. Hope everyone has a blessed day. Love you, Sammy. Thanks for all you do. I'm fighting them every day. There was a time when my demons took over. I said negative stuff to myself every day. I got depressed all the time. I drank alcohol at least 3-4 nights a week, sometimes more. I just brought down my frequency to such a low, it was really hard for me to get out of those feelings. And then I started telling myself I was never going to make it and never be anyone and never do anything with my life. And I started believing that stuff because I started saying it so much. Other people didn't know because inside, I went outside, you would think I was happy. I was able to play it off pretty good. And I was an energetic guy that always kind of felt good about my day. I just say, oh, well, I'm not getting where I need to be, but at least I'll be happy today. But in the overall plan, I had no goals. I didn't have a consistent plan to stick to. So this YouTube channel was great for me because I could aim for 100,000 subs and it gave me something to go for. And it gave me a day-to-day practice that without YouTube, I may never have found my stride. YouTube was the one place where it was like, hey, we're going to document your behavior and everyone could see it. And I don't want to look like a loser in front of everyone. So I wanted to show up every day and make it happen. Chance I get one more entry for gold here, like down in there. Okay. And that's a 3.1. Now that one's starting to look good. 5451. And then we're looking at 5250. Yeah. And that's what we're looking for, right? I'm not here to please every one of you. I'm here to be myself and hope that you like it and that you enjoy it. You may not like everything about me, but you may like most of it. All I'm going to do is be as real as I can so you can really feel the essence of who I am on a daily basis. We can go from there. I like this call. I like this look here on gold. The last flag broke out. We know the dollar's collapsing. Gold is really taking over. That's 600 for, I like that. And then I could double down. I'd lose half. I'm going to take the trade like I did yesterday. Best price. They did. Yep, so I got a... 288. Oh, it gave me 289 when we were at 280. I'm in the money now already. $5,000 to 20x, so that's it's a $100,000 trade, right? That's usually about where I'm at now. Somewhere between $100,000 and $500,000. Oh, wow. A little dippage on Bitcoin. I'd leave Bitcoin alone and just let it do its thing on the 1 hour. We got to wait for the Fed day. You know, you don't want to go too hard. I got my bigger time frame, and then I'm just kind of letting it sit. Remember, we could still make those right shoulders and dump. It's not over yet, folks. It's not over just yet. Let me take a look at the super chats. I do got to run about, maybe 5 minutes early. Be yourself is why we love you. It's the honesty. Thank you. To know you are chosen one, you must be hated by the world. You will be liquidated if you go bullish. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? I don't put myself in position to get liquidated, so I would just get stopped out. So that doesn't make any sense to me. You've been more enjoyable lately, Sammy, than any time in the past 3 years I've been here. Something has happened to me. I know it sounds crazy, but Jesus is like really coming into my life in a serious way. And I can't believe, I'm sounding like I can't even, when I say that, I'm like, whoa. Because people used to say that to me, I thought they were weirdos, man. I'd be like, come on, man. This guy's on the sauce. Let me go get a beer and a smoke. This guy's out of his mind. You know, that's what I used to say. Like, okay. You know what I mean? He's lost it in the sauce. Because once you're out there, you're so different than everyone else, they think you're nuts. Because your frequency's so high, man. You're operating at such a high level. You know? And that's making me feel amazing because I just know now. Instead of question, there's no question for me. I know. And when you know, your energy is solid. And when you're solid, you can move. And when you can move, it's amazing. It's happening. It really is, man. It really is. Christ is inside us all 100%. Every knee shall bow. Every tongue shall confess. Amen. Yeah. Look at that nice bounce there. And so you really just want to calm down and watch Bitcoin on the smaller time frame. On the 1 hour. Sorry, not on the smaller time. And we're just looking for this tweezer. That closes tweezer bottom. You could front run it right now. There's a chance it actually hits nice, you know. I believe there's a high probability that this is going to play out. And you're going to see a pump to the upside. Remember, one other thing. There's a CME gap waiting for us. Right up there at 93,000. So, and 90% of the time, we're going to hit it. So that's also working for us. We had one at 89. We came down to it from here. Now we're going to come back to this one. There's a CME gap waiting for us, folks. It's only a matter of time till we get it in. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look here. Thank you for Jim Rohn video this morning. It changed my life. Wasn't it a good one? It's always a good one. For the boss born in the USA, thank you. Hey, Sam, thank you for being here every day. Just made another 600 on my third day in the inverted head and shoulder. All the best. God bless you, man. You keep banging on them. Thank you so much, Ollie. You keep going, brother. Smash that like button. Shout out to Underground Cryptos. My man. Oh, you put an S on there? Or was it always Underground Cryptos? That's weird, dude. It's like the Berenstain Bears. I use it all as Underground Crypto. Maybe you changed it to Cryptos. I don't know. Maybe I just never saw the S. TA on Clash in Canton. Sam, can you search up the Six Sigma concept and tell us what you think when it suggests gold and silver will explode even more like it did in the past? The Six Sigma concept. I'll put that into Grok and ask it what it is. I probably won't look at it now. I don't have the time, but I will after my meeting. The biggest meeting of my life today. Ever. Today's the biggest meeting of my life. Today's the day where I change and move into something. Today's a huge day. Can you look at NVDA? They also report earnings tonight. I found entries on both and would love to see if we see the same thing. Having trouble copying the Pionex bot for the Discord. Could you put the settings so we could do it manually, please? I don't know. That's something we got to work at with Zeno. Ask Zeno for that. He's in the group. He should be able to help you even now if you'd like. We got to look at Tesla and NVIDIA. That's the only thing people asked about, right? And Klosh and Canton. Damn, I got 4 minutes to make that happen. I don't know. I was yapping too much. I like Tesla. I gave a call for Tesla right there at 381, if you remember. And 409, we bought Tesla. And then it ripped, right? I see Tesla making a big move here. I think if you get into Tesla now and put a stop loss below 366, you're going to be able to ride it up to 811. Highly likely with firm belief. Your 21's touching. It's all looking good. They're moving forward with new technology. They're going to take over the space. Robo-taxis. Guys cleaning up your house. Robots doing their thing. And so, yeah, I mean, I can't wait to get a Tesla robot. He's going to lift the trash. He's going to clean the leaves. He's going to do it all, man. Spend so much less time doing house chores. The Tesla robot's going to do its thing. That other robot came out. Looks kind of weak sauce, though. I don't know. Could I be wrong? Could this dump all the way down? Maybe it can. Does it dip and come back up? Possibly. I'm looking for good earnings. Falling volume with falling price. I'm looking for a bounce off the channel here. I wouldn't be surprised if they spike up pretty fast. Let's take a look at NVIDIA on the NASDAQ. NVIDIA, to me, is a little overcooked on the weekly. Like, it's to 21 of the 200 really far apart. So it's telling me, like, it kind of has looked shoulder, head, right shoulder. I put in this falling wedge. It did break up for the last 4 weeks. I haven't looked at it in like 5 weeks. 4 hour looks like it's in kind of a flag that could break out. You see something like this? I say, to me, it says it's going to have good earnings. You have to remember, earnings depend on, and the dollar keeps dropping, these stocks going up. If the dollar loses 50% of its value, NVIDIA goes up 50% tomorrow, even if it doesn't do a dang thing. You understand that? Everyone understands this, right? The only thing I see is kind of a head and shoulder here. NVIDIA's a little sketchier because it's been so overextended for so long, right? It is on the 21 above the, I think you're going to see some anomalies in the charts because they're going to print the dollar so hard that it's going to affect the markets. All right. Let's look at Klosh. It's Clash, right? Yeah. Wow, it actually had a bit of a comeback off of the 1 penny up to 5 cents. It's pretty awesome from the lows. Look, it's above the 1 hour. So for me, it looks like it's going to pump some more. It's almost like a rising wedge breakout. And then you want to see it hold this, and you want to see it come back to the 21. So I don't know when it will. But you could just put alerts and wait for a nice move, and there could be a nice scalp. But overall, it looks nice. The daily had a big rip away from the 21. I would just wait for the 1 hour to consolidate here if I was going to get into Clash. But it looks all right. Well, actually, look at this now. I actually saw this on the bigger picture here on the 1 hour. You see that? That looks like a big breakout. That looks good to me. That thing broke out. Look at it. I mean, it's nice. So, yeah, and that has a measured move, this length here to here. That's what it's going to do. Yeah, and that coincides right there with 8 cents. It looks like you're going to get some gains here. High risk is to jump in right now on the breakout. I usually don't like to do that. Stop below the channel, but it could pan out. I'd wait for the 15 or the 1 hour to make a flag before I jumped on in. And let's look at CC, Canton Network. Canton looks amazing. It's in this big channel. I see it breaking out. I gave an entry for Canton to the trading group at 15. We're at 1678. I see it headed to 22 and 26 for the target. Giant cup and handle on Canton. Yeah. Anyway, I got to jump on out of here for the day, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Apologize if I missed anything. I don't think I did. Shout out to all the super chat. Shout out to all the people. God bless you. Love you. And thank you so much. I don't want to be late to the most important meeting of my life. It's on right now. I love you all. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the flip side.